In order to get a consistent set of imagery for our Growing to a History project, we draw cartoons of Second Amendment advocates. We draw these live during our
Almost Happy Firearms Expo,
and sometimes in multi-hour marathon live chats we call 2A Media workshops. Our goal is to share the skills and techniques and the software that we use to create these and to inspire others to create Second Amendment content. In this series, we'll speed up the drawing of these cartoons so it's almost animated, and we'll focus on the activists and the projects that they represent.
Next up is Judi Wells. I first became familiar with Judi on a Riding Shotgun with Charlie interview from February of this year. So let's read the description from Riding Shotgun with Charlie's video about Judi Wells. Judi Wells is more than just an accidental activist. She's an unexpected gun owner too. She's a vegetarian, does yoga, and doesn't like killing spiders, let alone other animals. Go down the checklist of everything you'd expect an anti-gunner, that's her too. Growing up in Canada and California, no one in her family liked shooting or went hunting. They hated guns. 4 years ago, it was her husband's bucket list that changed everything. He wanted to buy a gun in California, and she took lessons with him. During these lessons, Judi cried at the thought of holding and using a gun. She thought that the gun was going to jump out of the safe and shoot her, but it didn't. When she learned about the Winchester Marksman Program through the National Rifle Association, it changed everything for her. The Winchester Marksmanship Program changed her, and she knew she wouldn't just be throwing ammo downrange. She'd be working on marksmanship, and she had a goal to get better at shooting. She's done a 180-degree change on the gun issue. She started a group of similar and retired women to go shooting. She still has, to this day, friends who don't know she's into shooting. She's lost some friends too. Then she learned about a girl and a gun and merged with them. At the NSSF Fantasy Camp, the National Shooting Sports Foundation's Fantasy Camp, she did some training with several professional shootings, including Diana Muller, and a couple of years later, Julie and Diane were on a squad for 3-gun competition, and I asked her if she'd like, or asked her about being the California rep for the DC project. That's how much she's changed. She's now educating politicians about how gun rights are women's rights. One of the things I really liked is that with her background in yoga, she's able to make parallels between shooting and yoga. She teaches both shooters and yoga practitioners about breathing, slowing down, and focusing on your body. It's certainly a benefit of both activities. We spend some time talking about getting a license in California and some things about concerns with women in her Girl in a Gun chapter and their very busy schedule. Julie's group has 70+ women from all walks of life and all ages, from a famous female athlete to a mom who makes soap for the family business. Please check out the link for their schedule, and if you're in the San Diego area, check it out. While we were driving, we wanted to drive by the Lincoln Memorial, but ended up driving by Arlington Cemetery. Next to Arlington is the Iwo Jima Memorial, where we grabbed a couple of selfies. We also got caught by someone for parking in a non-parking area. Let's see, since this episode aired, Judi and Tatiana Whitlock joined forces, and they host Responsibly Armed Radio. It's a podcast, and I think they're on episode 4 or 5 now. It's really wonderful to see that someone can get into shooting sports even though they've been against gun ownership their whole lives. Please share this with someone who isn't into firearms, and they too can make the change. Let's face it, shooting at 22 is a gateway drug to freedom. All right, so that's a great introduction to Judi. If you know more about her, let us know what you think. And until next time, thanks for watching.
So let us know what you think. We'll be watching the comments wherever you find the video, over on gunstreamer.com or on guntube.org.
Thank you for supporting our projects. If you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee, check out our Patreon channel.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourages you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thank you for watching gunwebsites.com.